So, sorry. So we're going to do a quick little. They're doing the OSBA All-Star and Player announcement, or MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. So we're going to keep quiet for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then what happens is once those awards are done, they'll do a little 3-minute warm-up again, as if these guys, how many more warm-ups they need. But so we'll keep quiet here for a few seconds while they do these awards. A little check 1-2, check 1-2. Welcome to the OSBA women's semifinal action featuring the #1 women's program in North America. Crestwood Prep to the left of our screen, wearing their traditional white jerseys with blue trim, coming up against the visitors, Fort Erie, black jerseys with red and white trim. So we just did a bunch of the OSBA All-Star announcements and Player of the Year, we'll get into. I'm Chris McKee with Haley Hopkinson. So, I mean, how do we top the last game after this one?
I don't even know, but I can tell you I'm so excited for this game. Just watching Crestwood Prep anytime is just an honor to be able to enjoy this while the team is still here. But Fort Erie is a really great team as well, so I think this game is also going to be really close.
So, a number of Division I players you'll see littered all throughout this game. So they just did the Player of the Year announcement. Toby Fournier, shocker. She was also Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Star. We also had Agat McKeer, who was an OSBA All-Star, and Olivia Leong as well. So seeing the starters here for for Fort Erie, Sierra Parchment, Anastasia Veljovic. We got Kiara Gregory, and I missed who else we're looking at. It looks like 9. No, that's Veljovic. So Crestwood's doing the starting lineups right now. Agat McKeer. So one note tonight for Crestwood, their star point guard, Kaylin Santamaria, she's out today. She's off sick. So that could be a huge break for Fort Erie. And that's Arije. And there's the all-world Toby Fournier. So the gym filling up, great atmosphere here in Scarborough at the Pan Am Center on Morningside Avenue, just south of the 401. This is our third game today. This one a little delayed. If you're just tuning in wondering why, the Trillium semifinal, Orangeville Prep versus Bond, went to overtime. And so Orangeville escaped with a victory, coming down from about 14. So I went to an interview with Katie Firth after. She said they were down 20 that previous game against Bond when they came back. So she goes, well, we did it once. We knew we could do it again. And there we go.
Good.
So here's your starters for Fort Erie. Kiana Foss, Sierra Parchment, Anastasia Veljovic, Kiara Gregory, and the #1 Kamara Morgan. Starters for Crestwood, Toby Fournier, Agat McKeer, Avery Arije, Brooke McLeod, and Olivia Leong. So these are the top dogs, the thoroughbreds of the OSBA. You know, mention not just the #1 team in Ontario and Canada. Crestwood is the best women's team in North America I've seen. They've been down in all these, tournaments in the U.S., running over all the elite of elite U.S. prep schools. And so here we are. So Toby Fournier against Kamara Morgan. So let's get to it. Arije wide open, easy lay-in. Avery Arije, how's that for a start? Crestwood pressing. Stolen already, McLeod. And back-to-back buckets, Arije. 4-0. Crestwood going, this is like Mike Tyson going for the knockout punch 30 seconds into the game. This is what they're doing. So Crestwood, they don't want to mess around.
No.
They want to come and deliver this knockout punch right in the first quarter.
Especially when they're without their point guard. I think it's a smart move.
So let's see how Fort Erie deals with this kind of pressure. Hey, this is 40 minutes of hell and a little foul. Olivia Leung, a little bit too aggressive there. But you know what? I'm, especially at this level, I'm surprised more teams don't do it. You have the best athletes in the country.
Yeah.
Make them play defense, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Well, Kiara Gregory, as good a point guard as you'll find in the country as well. She's going to be key today. She's going to dribble out of that penetration. It's funny, I've known Kiara since she was a grade 9 BioSteel Futures MVP a couple of years ago. Interviewed her after the game. Kiana Foz. Parchment's going to be big time as well. And off. Agat Makir. I can make an argument Agat Makir is the best player in the country right now. She's a 2025. And even on the same team as Fournier, she is that good. She's making so many waves. She's currently fielding, 30 big time offers. And so this is a superstar in the making. So watch out for her. She can shoot from anywhere in the gym and run by you. Fournier, the Duke commit. Leung from deep. No. Gregory back the other way. Kiara Gregory. Sierra Parchment up and under. And the lay-in. Sierra Parchment. So Sierra rated as a 4-star recruit by ESPN. They've got her as a 91 rating. So Fort Erie, no slouches themselves. They got some players. Leung, the Dayton commit. Brooke McLeod. Leung, wide open. No. Arije, she's got the first 4 points for Crestwood. Makir. And a travel on Makir. So I think I pumped her tires a little bit too much there to start, yeah. Well, big shout out to Agat's Pop Kevin. I know he's out there watching on the YouTube stream. Family up in Thunder Bay, excuse me, not North Bay. A little farther than North Bay. Unless he's in the gym, so we'll see. But mentioned, when I went in between games, you see all those university jackets from the scouts in this gym, checking out all the ladies on this team. It's the best of the best. So shockingly, Fort Erie only 6-8 in OSBA. To me, that's super surprising.
It is surprising.
The kick out, Morgan and Gregory out of bounds. How much money would we be at right now if we had that quarter jar?
Maybe $42.
So yeah, Haley and I joked during the fourth because the lines here at the Pan Am Center, it's a multi-use gym. There's so many lines. Every player on every team gets confused. We've seen it in every game. And so Haley and I joked that if we had a quarter for every time one of the players stepped out of bounds today, that was going to be our beer money after the game tonight. The two of us would be rotten drunk, probably. Actually, in this day and age, we could probably get a half pint. That's about it with the prices now. Toronto prices. Those downtown prices you love, Jesus. Yeah. Gregory coast to coast. Kiara Gregory. They're going to need Gregory to be big if Fort Erie is going to have a crack at it. And Arije, just a little bit too amped. She got those 2 baskets right off, so the adrenaline is just pumping.
Oh, 100%.
Packed house tonight as well.
Yeah.
The ladies feeling it. Again, any issues with sound, we can't see the YouTube comments. So hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee or my basketball Instagram, undrafted_FA. And any issue, if it's too loud, get a name wrong, or just let us know where you're listening from. Parchment. So I didn't call the Fort Erie game, but I did get a look at them. Shot clock winding down 5-4 and blocked Toby Fournier. That's why she's the Defensive Player of the Year. Wide open look. Swish all day. Crestwood just pouring it on. That's Chantel Stewart fresh off the bench. And then Stewart rips it away. 7-4. Crestwood prep. McKeer wants to get in on it. Bang! I got McKeer. It's coming from all angles. She is so good. Like, so good.
So good.
Parchment leaves it for Veljovic.
Another block by Toby.
No good. So Veljovic, also her sister on Royal Crown, who we'll see coming up following this, playing against, who were they? Oh, Capital Courts. There we go.
Yeah.
Right, it took me a second. It's been a long day. That's why I needed to get that run in today. I needed to kind of have some mental clarity. And Stewart, a little bit too anxious. Mentioned Taylor Williams out for the season with Crestwood. She's going to Boston University regardless.
She also made the roster for the All-Canadian game.
She did, yeah.
4 girls on Crestwood did.
Oh, Sierra Parchment, corner 3. Hey, Fort Erie showing signs of life. 10-7. McLeod, and she's out of bounds. How did they not call that? Her feet were out of bounds. So Crestwood got away with one, but either way, the shot didn't count. So Gregory to Parchment. Gregory from the free throw line. No roll. And Stewart, she grabbed it, but her foot was on the line. Well, it's not quite March just yet, but we're almost there. But it's certainly got that March vibe here in the Pan Am Center.
Happy Leap Day.
It is, yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, what a Toby Fournier block. Toby wants to go coast to coast. The Euro step around. It rolls around every bit of the rim and drops. Toby Fournier. Of course, the easiest vote for the All-Canadian team. I mean, you start there, and then the argument starts.
Yeah.
And a travel on Veljovic. So Anastasia, she's headed to Fordham University, going to play in the A10. Former Crestwood player Romad Dean at Fordham on the men's side. Or at least he was. I didn't check if he's still there this year. Whoa. Arije. Arije in the post and just put her shoulder in. You know what? I don't know about that. You know, Kiara Gregory just goes 5'5" or so.
Yeah.
And Arije. Oh, no, they're calling that on Fort Erie. I was going to say, you can't call that on Arije.
Yeah, no.
All right, I'm not intoxicated. Yeah, anyways, yeah. McKeer, floater over top, gets her own rebound and puts it. No, she's fouled. And then looks like Gregory's going to get called with another one. No, they're calling that on Kamara Morgan. And so it looks like Fort Erie wants a timeout. Well, so far so good. I mean, just an absolutely torrid pace here.
No, it's first quarter, but it feels like the last 2 minutes of the fourth.
I love the way Crestwood came out. Just that press. We're going to suffocate you.
Yeah.
And it's like, get you. You know what? I don't know why they've stopped. Keep doing it.
Right? It just sets the pace, sets the tone.
Well, of course, Marlo Davis, Crestwood's head coach, OSBA Coach of the Year. When you don't lose a game, that's a pretty good showing. You're going to be the Coach of the Year. Now, keep in mind, look, people think, oh, yeah, we got a bunch of all Canadians. We can just Marlowe rolls the ball out there and all. No, 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 no. Because it's also, because keep in mind, he's got girls on the bench that are Division I players.
Yeah.
How do you keep them happy? How do you keep the minute, get everyone their minutes?
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than you think coaching a team full of superstars.
Exactly.
Because I don't see too many girls bouncing and leaving out of Crestwood. They all want to get into Crestwood, and so it's a testament to what he's doing. And so I got McKeer to the free throw line. She's been a part of Team Canada. So I'll just give you a hint on some of the teams that want her signature. She's got offers from Purdue, Syracuse, BYU, Kentucky, Dayton, Michigan State, Michigan, Marquette, Memphis, and more. That's just a fraction of the list.
Awesome.
That's all I could fit in my little bracket of the notes because I didn't want her to be the entire team notes. I got to imagine some of those universities tuned in right now watching this game.
Yep.
If you need a new play-by-play any of those schools, hit me up at Mr. McKee on Twitter. I want to get out of Canada. So first time today as well, number 22, Brooke Hussey. For Fort Erie, McKeer, coast to coast. Oh, she slips. That's not a foul. She slips. Agat's too good. You don't need to give her that one.
No,
all right.
Yeah. she'll get those 2 points at the line another time.
Yeah. So McKeer also blowing up all across social media on Twitter, Instagram, because when she's been, she put a 40-something in one of these games in the U.S., and everyone's like, oh, and it's like, hey, I could have told you this 2 years ago.
Yeah, right?
The so-called recruit experts in brackets.
I can't even imagine how it should be next year before she even picks a school.
Well, this is going to be your favorite for OSBA MVP next year.
Mm-hmm.
McKeer gets her rebound. Olivia Leong, swish! The Dayton commit from 3 pushes the lead 16-7. Fort Erie back the other way. We got Maya Foz, number 4, ball in her hand. She's just come off the bench. Gregory. Foz gets the roll. Maya Foz, nicely done. Did a good job using her body to shield that. That's number 11, Tyann Matosis Adderley for Crestwood. She's just come in. Chantel Stewart to Toby Fournier, easy land. Come on, Toby, give us a dunk. We know you can.
Yeah.
Let's get the crowd going. So I've done the play-by-play for the BioSteel dunk competition the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Toby's been in it. She won it a couple of years ago, and it did not. It swallowed up Toby Fournier.
That's 4 blocks now.
Unbelievable. Take it. I thought she wanted the 3. Stewart says, I'll take it. Swish, all net. Chantel Stewart, Crestwood Prep. Coming from everywhere, every angle. It's like 30 punches at one time. It is. This is Mike Tyson, peak early 1990s. Morgan, and she'll go to the line. So Kamar Morgan, an all-Canadian in her own right.
Yeah. It's good to see that Toby hasn't gotten a foul yet, because in the game against Crestwood, foul trouble was a massive thing for her, and she ended up spending like majority of the game on the bench.
Against Crestwood.
Against Crestwood, yeah.
They're Crestwood.
Against Royal Crestwood.
There we go, yeah. I'm a big Jim Rome guy. He's a sports talk guy, and he has a rule: don't correct the host. So if anybody, even if you're on the line waiting to speak to him, a caller, and your name's Bob, and he goes, oh, let's go to Dave in Chicago, and he goes, actually, Jim, it's Bob. He'll go, they hang up because he has a rule: don't ever correct the host, no matter how wrong I am. Yeah. No, I did that the other day. I was talking about. Instead of saying Bond Academy during the Orangeville game, I kept saying Redmond, who they were playing, and I went back and listened to it and went, oh, you idiot. It's just, you were supposed to say Bond there. And the game was so good. I was like, I had a great call. And just that one mistake at the end, I was like, ugh. And so, well, back to it. 21-10, 2:40 to go. Opening quarter, Crestwood Prep showing every bit of why they're the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah.
Arije, Leong, off. Veljovic back the other way. Foz. No roll, and Toby rips it away. off the mark. Toby, and she's mugged, but no foul called. You know, Toby's signature is those red sneakers. Even though, you know, she's wearing white and blue, she's gonna have to get rid of those red sneakers probably next year when she gets to Duke.
Yeah.
And so Toby wants a breather. So you got Toby to the bench, and then they bring in a guy McKeer. So just no pause, no chill.
That's the thing. You don't necessarily meet them playing at the exact same time because when one's on the court, that's the target. Same with the other. But all these girls can shoot. So they're collapsing on Toby. They collapsing on McKeer. They dish it out.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, you can't really win.
And a blocking foul on Gregory. So Gregory and I'm with her on this one. It was, you know, Arije a little, you know, she wasn't in control. She's kind of slipping and sliding out there, put a shoulder into the much smaller Gregory. Mm-hmm. And now Kiara's in foul trouble. What's her second? Isn't it? Yeah. I think okay, yeah. So back in, Kamara Morgan. It's getting hot in here. You can start to feel it because the gym's packing up. They got to crank up that AC.
Yep.
We're all going to start stinking up here in a bit. Yeah. And a foul called against Maya Foz. We're calling Maya in the BioSteel Futures game a couple of years ago. That's one of these. You see some of these kids from so young, and then to see what they've grown into is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Brooke McLeod, just a 2026 on Crestwood, so she's the future.
Yeah.
Leong mentioned going to Dayton. She's a flyer. Also in the A10, of course, Kobe Elvis, the former OSBA MVP, now playing down at Dayton on the men's side. Veljovic. Parchment, they got to get her cranked up. 3-2-1, and then blocked Arije. And then finally, ball lands in the hands of Arije. She leaves it. Oh, and then a huge foul. Hey, that's what you call a foul. That's what you want to see. Yeah. I want to see more of that.
If you're going to foul
with an F, a capital F. So well done, Maya Foz. And again, look, you're not trying to hurt the player. No. You're trying to let her know. Especially
it's worth it. If you're going to get that stat, that's against you. Don't injure them.
I always hate that just a little brush. It's like that's a wasted foul.
Smack the hand. No, smack that ball.
Yeah. So, hey, that's it. You know, Fortery came to play. That's got to be it. So, Leong, another all-star, OSBA all-star. And then, where's my... I'm going to see. Did she make the all-Canadian team, Olivia Leong?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. I just went through it quickly last night. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's in, yeah. Morgan off the glass, no. And it looks like Kamara's fouled. Probably Leong, is it? It is, yeah. Olivia with the foul. 53.4 to go. Crestwood 15-point lead opening quarter. You know, it's like, hey, what do you do, right? Yeah. It's like getting jumped by 7 dudes. Speaking of that, do you see the Cam Newton video all over social media? That's what, now you know what 40 feels like. It's like Crestwood comes out and it's just like this pack of hyenas just all around you and you got nowhere to go. Morgan, it's the free throw. Should be 25-11, yeah.
The last time these two teams played, Crestwood won 90-80. So it's got to make you think that Fortier definitely has it in them to keep this as a close game.
Well, they certainly got the horses. Like I said, they're loaded with, 4- and 5-star players themselves. A bunch of girls you're going to see on your TV over the next year or two. Mm-hmm. Well, the the score on your screen, oh, they were just updated. I was going to say I was wrong. It was 25-11 after the last free throw. Avery Arije inbounds. Avery also been a part of Team Canada. McKeer. Stewart. And we got Ava Porter out there for the first time, number 3 for Crestwood, and Arije, another. To quote DJ Khaled, another one. And I'm kind of with McKeer right there. I'm sure you could hear that on my microphone. She screamed, "What?" So Fort Erie will inbound. Hussey. Hussey's been a part of Team Ontario. Morgan. Shot clock at 6. 3. Up and under. And Fournier, another block.
Whoa.
What's the call? Black 5, it says. Oh, it must be 9, not 5. So it's got to be on Veljovic. So Veljovic's sister, I think it's Kat, that's over at Royal Crown. She's one of my favorite players in the OSBA. Her defense is so suffocating. She just coast to coast. She doesn't give her, the ball handler any space. She is just, you want to talk about a buzzsaw. And we'll get a look at that coming up next, of course, roughly, probably a little bit after. I'm going to call it around 7:30 now based on the way we're going. And McKeer pushes the lead. 28-11, 5.5 to go. So Morgan can try to get a heave.
Let's see a buzzer beater.
3, 2, 1. And off the mark. So at the end of 1, not quite a technical knockout, but certainly Fort Erie, they need to go to the corner and get the cut man out to start. Just Crestwood coming at you, 28-11. Chris McKee with Haley Hopkinson. It's been a good one.
Yeah.
Of course, any issues out there, we can't see the comments on the YouTube stream. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. McKee or on my basketball Instagram, undrafted_FA. I'll take a quick break while we can see if anyone's hitting me up. There we go. So Kevin, yes. So Kevin, Agat's dad just messaged me. He said, I'm in Thunder Bay watching. He says, but mom is in the gym watching. So
it's amazing. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah. getting love all the way from the borough, from Scarborough. Yes. So that's it. So it looks like we're good with sound and all that.
I just saw that Caitlin Clark officially announced she was going to the WNBA draft.
Oh, she's going? She's not going back?
No, she's going.
See, I don't, because I heard a report that if she went back because of the NIL money, which I'll get into in 1 second, that she could have made at least $4 million in NIL. So surprised, I guess maybe she just wants a new chapter. She's kind of done.
Yeah. I mean, she's close to beating the men's NCAA record as well. But there's still a good amount of season left for her to do that. But yeah, she's been there for 4 years. But yeah, a good amount are returning. Paige Buchers is returning.
Yeah, Paige is going back to UConn. Speaking of UConn, you want to talk NIL and Crestwood. Hey, big shout out to Aaliyah Edwards, former Crestwood star, now at UConn. Just signed an NIL deal with Adidas.
Wow.
So, that's, hey, you want to get paid, you can go to Crestwood Prep. So shout out to Aaliyah. I know usually every time Crestwood's in the OSBAs for Mom Jackie tune in, sometimes Aaliyah. They sent me some pictures last year in the final where the UConn girls were all watching the OSBA finals in their dressing room because they had a game pregame.
Oh, wow.
And Toby Fournier, another block. And Parchment goes down hard.
Yeah.
She's in pain. And wow, so Sierra's hand, well, if she can shake it like that, it's not broken.
No.
So it's just
pain.
Bang. Toby. Wow.
5 blocks.
And we just started the second quarter. Can she get to 15 is the key. That would be a good, that's like Wilt Chamberlain numbers. 28-11. Keep in mind, these Fort Erie ladies it's one of the best teams in North America as well. It's just, sometimes you run into a steam train, and more often than not, the train's going to win that battle. Even if you're a dump truck.
Yeah.
McKeer. Stewart. So Stewart committed to Furman. She's going to play down in the SoCon. That's what, I don't think at least 5, maybe 6 commits. And that's Tyann Matosis Adderley. A little touch off the glass and it falls. 30-11. Uh-oh. And McKeer's going to get called with a foul. Is that her first?
I believe so.
Okay. Gregory. She had those 2 fouls. Kiara spin move to Parchman, who's all right after getting.
Yeah.
What are they calling? I didn't see it. It was something off the ball.
Yeah.
Because. Oh, that's on Toby. Really?
Oh, what?
I don't think she got anywhere near Sierra, but alas. When you see a girl like Sierra Parchman, 6'2", maybe 6'3", you wonder what mom and dad, they've got to be.
7 foot.
Oh, floater, Kiara Gregory. We got a guy up at Orangeville, Caden Stuckey. You'll get a look at him tomorrow. Oh, too much. But Caden goes about 6'7", 6'8", and you think he's a big dude. We had senior night last week. His dad came in the gym, and he's twice the size of him. And you're like, oh, gee, that's where he gets it from. And so Parchman again she's having a tough one here in the first half.
Sound pretty hard on that one.
It looks like it's something on her eye. She's wincing her eye or nose. She took a shot to the face. No sympathy from the Crestwood ladies.
Toby did check up on her, though.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, these girls all know each other, playing for Team Canada and all the all-Canadian games and all that. But hey, not today. It's not show friends, it's show business.
This is a
Crestwood's here to take care of business. Morgan, ooh, Kamara Morgan elevates in the lay-in. Bit more like it from Fort Erie. 30-15. Stewart floater. No. Toby rips it away. And she's mugged. She's like, you're kidding me. I'm with Toby.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, the stars of the game usually gets the fouls.
Yes.
It's almost they're reffing Toby differently because she's expected to score. That's as foul as clear as day.
Yeah.
The ref's just like, we got to make it at least challenging for you, Fournier. Just get in there and play, yeah. Stewart, 4-3 on the shot clock and messing about with it. And it's a turnover anyways. Would have been a turnover regardless. Brooke McLeod back in. I've seen Brooke's growth over the past year and night and day from where she was a year ago. So good. I mean, you're practicing against these girls every day.
Like, how can you not get good when
if you can't, that's a you problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gregory. Kiara's got that like old school New York point guard, street baller. She could have played on the N1 mixtape tour back in the early 2000s. She got that kind of game.
She has style.
Sauce. I was chatting with my guy, Vidal Messiah, who is the head coach of Cali Prep, and Vidal played in the NCAA with St. Bonaventures. I was chatting with him last night. He said, sauce. Like he or she, when he's talking to a player, like she's got the sauce or he's got the sauce. And so I'm stealing that one for a little bit. Leon, corner 3. No. And that's going to be Crestwood ball. It should be. No. I'm with Brooke.
I know, right?
Brooke and I saw the same thing.
reactions.
Yeah. You know what's funny? The women are usually way more honest.
Yeah.
The dudes will be divas and try to sell it.
Exactly.
The girls usually go with an honest opinion.
Exactly. So when they don't get it, they're like, come on.
They don't start the line until they get married.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. Someone's going to yank me off the broadcast now for that comment. Yeah. I'm a jaded, yeah. You know, there's a lot of husbands and wives watching the games right now, and the wife's looking at the husband, and he's just, no, not you, not you.
They crack a smile.
Foz from deep, no, off the mark. So I think Fort Erie, they got to get that 3-point shot cooking at some point if they're going to start, you know, having a go at this.
Yeah.
30-15, 6:52 remains. Opening half. Winner will face the winner of Royal Crown versus Capitol Courts, which will happen following this game. Toby? No. She is human.
Yep.
Veljovic. Kiana, both Fozes out there. And one, Kamara Morgan. Hey, the all-Canadian. Kiana, both Fozes out there. And one, Kamara Morgan. And so Morgan to the line. Of course, we talked about it in the early game. When you walk in here, the smell of the chlorine from the big pool is always intoxicating. It's comforting. I've got to bring a robe or something tomorrow. And some slippers. That's kind of the vibe when you're walking in. Yeah. Arije, left hand, no. Veljovic back the other way. To Morgan. Kamara. No. And a blocking foul. So Kamara back to the free throw line. Kamara 2024. I don't know about a commitment. She made a commitment yet. I'm going to check her IG quickly while she's at the free throw line because she's shooting 2. No, not yet. Doesn't look like it. So Morgan hits the second. Corner 3. That's Matosis Adderley off the mark. Back to it. Foz spin move. Parchment back out there after that earlier knock. And that's Kiana, one of the Foz sisters. No. And Parchment, no, that's good D.
Yeah.
Because Stewart, possession arrow. She got all ball. So good D by Chantel Stewart. And now Ava Porter back in. Ava, I've called Ava's games BioSteel Future. She can shoot from 3.
Who can't on Crestwood? Right?
That's a good question. Stewart. Porter. Shot clock at 7. Arije, no. And Fournier, and she's fouled. Toby to the free throw line. So Toby, of course, last year's OSBA Finals MVP. Crestwood, the champs last season. At last check, Toby, I haven't checked in a couple of weeks, and 51,000 Instagram followers for Toby.
Yeah, verified.
Is she?
Yeah. It's great. Like, everyone's loving the women's NCAA right now. So
Yeah.
giving young girls someone else to look up to. It's amazing. And a Canadian. 6 blocks for her so far.
Toby on 6 man.
Yeah, 15 seems about right.
So not much of a change in the women's NCAA. You know, it's going to run through South Carolina, LSU, and LSU a little bit up and down though. You know.
Yeah.
It's like a Reese. She was suspended for a little bit, and
then Haley Van Lith joining the team this.
Did she?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't love that move, but.
Well, I'm rooting for UConn. You know, Aaliyah Edwards, of course, Crestwood Prep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many of those girls. All I mean, like I said, you got Cheyenne Day Wilson and Tasha Lattimore. I think there's another Canadian down there from both Crestwood girls. There's like 3 or 4 Canadians on Miami. And they all started out elsewhere. Cheyenne Day Wilson started at Duke, was the ACC Freshman of the Year, and then transferred to Miami.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I don't understand why more Canadians don't want to live in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what we live in here. I always see that. You know, I seen our guy last year, David Simon, who was the men's MVP. He committed to the University of San Diego, and he's originally from Edmonton. I'm like, yeah, San Diego makes sense, my guy. Yeah. Of course, David Simon injured. He's been out for a little bit, so hopefully can regroup, get well for next season. 11-point lead for Crestwood. So, you know, Fort Erie's done a really good job of kind of, and then as I say that, Stewart steals it, but that initial onslaught, I got McKeer, easy lay-in for a guy. But they've done a good job of kind of chilling out and settling the game down a bit. Stolen. Again, Stewart. Almost identical plays, and McKeer again. And there's the timeout. So just as I say that, they survived the onslaught. There's Crestwood on another run. 34-19, 4:39 to go.
9 points from McKeer.
Pull your mic a little closer to the mouth. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were getting a little distant on the last one. So far, so good, Haley?
Yep. I mean, I think the score is a little bit to be expected. This win is definitely not out of Fort Erie's hands. It's going to be a lot of work to catch them.
They got to start hitting threes.
They have to.
You know, and you don't have to start forcing threes, but that's, you know, the coaches got to start drawing up some plays because, I mean, they're attacking, they're getting swallowed up in the paint. Toby's owning them.
Yeah.
And so the length on Crestwood is just, so outside shots are going to be the important part here.
Yeah.
And so wisely, they finally closed those things there, which is great because they kept them open last year when you could see Morningside Avenue. Who's this, Chris Brown?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Brown. You know that dude, you know what kind of athlete he is? Like he is, like if he decided to, you know, when he was younger, I'm going to focus on ball, he would have played college hoops or, like he is a gifted athlete.
Yeah.
It's the guy who can do standing backflips and like this dude's, he just chose to dance and sing instead of hoop. Parchment. It's a Foz in the corner. And Sierra Leon, yeah, a bit more like it. Sierra Parchment. No. They put the score on the wrong side. They put it. They gave Crestwood 2 more. It should be the other way. Yeah, 34-21. So the official score, the score on your screen's right. The score on the scorer's table's wrong. There they go. They just corrected it. Because that's what I'm looking at. That's why I don't like them being wrong. Gregory, guarded by Porter. Oh, and just took her eyes off at Kiana Foz. So Foz, she's going to go play at Wagner. Do you know where Wagner University is?
I don't.
Staten Island, New York, home of the Wu-Tang Clan.
That'd be awesome.
Toby Fournier back the other way. So a lot of people know during this. So before I worked in sports media, I was the Wu-Tang Clan's booking agent. I represented them for 12 years.
Oh my God.
So I booked all their concert tours for them. So I'm Team Staten Island. There we go.
That's awesome.
And then tonight it got Makir, swallows up Veljovic. And Porter, pass was a little bit errant for her. So speaking of that, anyone, you can go check out the book I wrote. It's called Life on the Road with the Wu-Tang Clan.
You've done everything.
It's available on Amazon. You can go buy. Go give me 20. I want your 20 bucks. Go buy that on Amazon. Yeah. Because that's income I don't claim. Don't tell me when I Revenue Canada that. There's probably some digital, frequency they got. He said what? And now
Yeah.
Parchment, turnaround, no. Fournier, what a pass. I got Makir, no. And Toby, ooh. Well, I won't tell you what Toby's just said, so. I read her lips from out here, yeah. The thing with Fournier, I've interviewed her a bunch of times and chatted with her. We did it on air last year during the broadcast and postman. She's humble. She's hardworking. She's a dog. She wants to win. Anyone, especially, she could have just mailed it in this year. We know she's going to do. She was the finals MVP last year. She's like, no, I want another one.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love about it. She's a dog, and in a good, in a complimentary way. Any coach will say, we want dogs, And Duke, you're getting one. Porter, up and under, Ava Porter, no. She gets her own rebound, though. It didn't touch rim because the shot clock now just at 2. And so Crestwood's got to hurry. Arije will inbound. And so, so Marlo Davis wants a timeout. He doesn't want to waste his possession and draw something up quick here. So second quarter, Crestwood Prep comfortable right now, 15-point lead.
They're 4 for 10 from 3, and right now Fort Erie's only 1 for 4. And some other stats we got. Crestwood is 50% from the free throw line, and Fort Erie is 57 right now. And then just jump shots, Crestwood is 60%, and Fort Erie is 58.
So if you want to know where Haley's getting these stats from, you can download the Swish app. It's available on most iPhones, whatever, and Android. And search Ontario Basketball. You get all your live stats. So you just download that before the game?
Yeah.
There we go. To be honest, I'm happy you're here. I don't want more stuff on my phone, so. You got it on there. Yes. My partner's with me. She's got it on her phone, so we're good.
Yeah, this app is awesome. You can see the play-by-play and who switches, who's in and out, who turned it over, defensive rebounds, like.
Well, you don't want to watch the play-by-play on there when you've got such fantastic play-by-play here.
Don't look at the app.
Being humble is one of my best traits, Yeah. And the shot clock just expired, so whatever was drawn up didn't work. And turnover. Fort Erie, 2:06 to go. Again, we talked about this earlier in the previous game. Get the lead to single digits. So that's going to be a mission for Fort Erie right now. Getting to half, and she's out of bounds again. So Hussey way out of bounds there. You don't mind when the heels are she was like standing on the thick gray line. You got to be a bit more aware. Arije. She's from Mississauga. Porter in the corner, in and out. Gregory coast to coast. No roll, and Makir, great job of kind of tiptoeing to stay in to not lose possession. Toby kicks it, slides. Hey, there's the MVP diving for balls. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
All the way from Thunder Bay. I got Makir, swish. So good. So many different angles it comes at you. 39-21, 18-point lead for the #1 team in the country. Parchment fade away. Nice, Sierra Parchment from Whitby, Ontario. Not far from here. Porter, no. Well, Gregory back the other way. The feed to Parchment. Lovely basketball. Gotta like that if you're Fort Erie. You know, you got the big gal up there running the floor like that. Good things can happen. And 3-on-1. Fournier wide. Oh. And it's going to be an offensive. So Stewart knows she kind of bumbled that one because she had a 3-on-1. And Parchment, again, they're just beating up on Parchment today. She's taking another knock.
Initial hand injury or wrist injury keeps getting affected by everything.
You know, so when I went to go watch Fort Erie play for Royal Crown, and earlier in the year, Parchment wasn't playing. Royal Crown is good. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have a go. I mean, I haven't seen Capitol Courts yet this year, so shouldn't be too judgmental. And she's out of bounds again. You know what? Okay, at this point, it's on them.
Yeah.
You know, when it happens once or twice, you know, you just keep definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Look at your feet, ladies. Keep in mind, anyone out there watching all the boys playing tomorrow, walk the sidelines.
Yep. They're thick and gray. Don't step on it.
Just like the gray hair is coming in my head now, yeah. So far, so good. Crestwood cruising here in the opening half. The gym filling up. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, click subscribe, that red button on the YouTube. Stay up to date, all things OSBA, and drop them a follow on Instagram. They're doing a great job of updating the stories. And then we got Reagan, our sideline reporter, who's doing a bunch of interviews with different coaches and players. So go check that on the Ontario SBA story. I don't know if they're uploading it on the Twitter, but either way, give them a follow. You know, I need some air. We've been in this gym so long. I just want to get outside for 2 minutes, and it's getting a little stuffy in the gym. So getting some good follows on my Instagram today. Appreciate that. And there's an interview with Reagan and Chris, the head coach of Jay Addison. Here we go. Back to it. Last couple seconds of the half. Good D on Origi. She swallowed up, and a travel, She was tap dancing like Fred Astaire.
Yeah, right now, McGear is leading the team with points so far with 10 points right now. And then over on the Fort Erie side, who do we have? We have Parchment with 11 points.
They got to get Parchment more. You know, if they're going to have a go at this, she's got to be up near 30. Because she's one of the few ladies that Crestwood doesn't have an answer for.
No.
Game clock at 8. There's Parchment. 5, 4. Put it up, Hussey. And block Toby Fournier. Another one.
7 in the first half.
Wow. Well, if you think it was a bit much that they gave her the Defensive Player of the Year on top of the OSBA MVP, there's your answer. Show me something better. Yeah. Well, at the end of the first half, all Crestwood, 14-point lead, 39-25. Chris McKee with Haley Hopkinson. Anything quick before we take a break? No, you're good. All right.
Awesome.
We'll take 10 minutes, and we'll see you back for the start of the second half. Sweaty and nasty. Well, welcome back for the start of the second half. Women's OSBA action. All Crestwood Prep in the first half. Comfortable 39-25. I mean, if you're Fort Erie, you got to start shooting from three.
Yeah.
Defense swallowing them up.
Yeah, because going for those layups, they're not even getting fouled because Toby's just blocking them with no contact. So they're not even going to the line. So there's no benefit of just driving in there to get the ball taken away right now.
So on the floor for Fort Erie, you've got Kiara Gregory, seems to be ball in hand. Kamara Morgan, Sierra Parchment, and the two Foz. No, it's Veljovic, and then Kiana Foz for Crestwood. It's Olivia Leong just on defense there. Toby Fournier just ripped that away. Brooke McLeod, Avery Arije, and then Agat McKeer. Chris McKee with Haley Hopkinson on the play-by-play. So I want to give a big shout out to Corey McClure. Just tuning in Iowa, watching all the way from Iowa.
Wow.
So thank God. So that's Kevin. That's Agat's dad. He's like, my buddy's watching in Iowa. Can you give him a shout out? So there we go. Parchment. Hey, nice start for Fort Erie. Gotta love it. 39-27. So hey, Fort Erie, good start.
Yeah.
Olivia Leong from the corner. No, Brooke McLeod. And it goes. Nicely done from Brooke. So Brooke previously had Bill Crothers, who are making the move over to Crestwood. Kiara Gregory. It's Kiana Foz. And good hoops. And then over top of Fournier. That's Kamara Morgan. So no block for Toby that time. And Fort Erie chipping away. And I say, keep chopping wood. Olivia Leong wide open. I thought Olivia should have took that.
Yeah.
Because you know they're going to swallow up Toby. There was two, Parchment was all over her. Fournier. Brooke McLeod, baseline jumper, yes. Nicely done by Brooke.
Last time they played, she got 16 points and 7 rebounds.
Parchment for three. No. Here comes Crestwood. Crestwood, of course, traditional white jerseys, blue trim, and Arije's fouled. Fort Erie, black jerseys, red and white trim, looking very similar to the Louisville Cardinals. Shout out to Marissa Russell, former Capitol Court star, Team Canada player. Now down at. You don't say Louisville, it's Louisville. They give you a hard time if you say Louisville. Because the Canadian, we always want to kind of pronounce it like this. Like, no. The one I always get grief, I shut down I had a basketball podcast for 3 years. I shut it down this year. And all the Gonzaga fans would hate on me because I always said Gonzaga. Because I'm Canadian. We don't say Gonzaga.
No,
We say Gonzaga. Yeah. But they'll give you grief in the U.S. Who is it? It's one of the Edgem girls, I believe, is out at Gonzaga. So, hey, here comes Fort Erie. 44-31. Ooh, Arije. Agat McKeer wide open. Bang. And like I said, I can make an argument she's the best player in the country.
Yeah.
If she isn't this year, she certainly will be next season.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So good. And she got some brothers playing in JUCO. One of them, at least, anyways. Oh, Fournier. But still going to be Fort Erie ball. So 16-point lead. Third quarter. Good crowd here at the Pan Am Center in Scarborough. And what is it? Stepped out of bounds. That was one of the, I don't think she didn't know where the line was. The pass just led her there, so we give her a break.
Still a quarter, though.
Leong off on that three. And that's what you want to see. Ladies fighting for it. Veljovic putting her head in there. Olivia Leong and one. So the All-Canadian showing out.
Yep.
Are we in tonight yet? Or is it still the afternoon? Or is it trying to say? Yes, it is the evening. I don't know. Because normally you say this afternoon. Now it is tonight. So, so Olivia to the line mentioned she's headed to Dayton. Previously came here from Calgary as well. She's been with Crestwood for a couple of years right now. She was an invite to the Basketball Without Borders camp, which is a big-time honor. Veljovic drives. Anastasia. 50-33. Toby, mid-air, going to ground with the pass to Brooke McLeod. That's called wherewithal.
Yes.
Oh, nice step back. Delicious. Sierra Parchment. That's big time. That's a pro move right there. The pump fake and then the step back three. And Parchment rips it away. It's Foz a little worse for wear. Coming back into the game. She just put an elbow right in Toby's face. Shot clock at 7, 6. Morgan. And get it up. Nah, they're messing around with it. Much ado about nothing. I thought Morgan should have took her shot. She had a little kind of 6-7 foot jump shot and didn't want it. .6:18 to go, third quarter. So we got people tuned in all across Canada and the United States. They said, hey, shout out to Corey McClure in Iowa. Good thing I didn't go in too deep saying bad things about Iowa.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, no one in Iowa's listening to us. And so it's a wonderful place.
We love it.
That's why I thought Caitlin would have went back. It's surprising, you know. Although the state may fall apart now that Caitlin's there.
I know.
It's a rock star. Hey, Brooke McLeod. Speaking of rock star, we've got one blossoming here in Brooke McLeod. That's a young lady, 2026, next couple of years, she could be the heir apparent to Agat McKeer.
Exactly.
Foz. Spin move. That's the thing. You want to see numbers next year because, Agat's got to spread things. Oh, Toby goes to ground hard, but she's all right.
Yeah. She practices that.
Tough cookie. Well, yeah, saying you want to, Agat next year, she could literally average about 35 a night, 35 and 15.
Exactly.
So Crestwood going to lose, 5 or 6 girls to Division I? Stewart to Furman. And obviously, Toby to Duke. You got Taylor Williams going to Boston U. I think, is it Nia that's going to UMass Lowell, believe? There's Chantel Stewart at Furman. I know I'm missing someone because they did the senior night or the signing a couple months ago before Christmas. Morgan. Veljovic.
Right now.
Hussey. Gets the roll. Brooke Hussey.
That's first points of the night.
Well, that's it. They got to start shooting that three.
Yep.
And McLeod's fouled. I'm just looking at the Crestwood They had their commit night. How long ago was that? Yeah, it is. It is UMass Lowell she's going to. All right, so I'm not insane. Oh, McLeod at the line? Is that music in this gym, or am I imagining that? Is that something else? I don't know.
I don't know. I see volleyballs flying over there, so maybe.
Oh, is that? Yeah, it could be the other side. Yeah.
Or we've just been in the gym too long.
Starting to hear things. Morgan back the other way, and she's fouled by McLeod. So Kimura, she's previously at National Christian Academy before coming to Fort Erie. I mentioned one of the All-Canadians. I have to stop calling it BioSteel. It's been ingrained in my head because BioSteel went bankrupt. The company doesn't exist. Yeah. And so they don't exist. Porter. No. Parchment. Back the other way. Sierra, she had the height advantage over Arije. She's got to recognize. Oh, come on, give us a dunk, Toby. Yeah. It's so anticlimactic when it's just a lay-in.
She smiles after.
Yeah.
She knows everyone's waiting for it.
Fournier, I've seen her dunk mid-game, so it's possible. It's funny. I was seeing on Twitter a couple months back when they were down in the U.S. and she did a dunk mid-game, and everyone's like, yo, who is this girl? I'm like, you mean the girl we've been talking about for like 3 or 4 years here? Yeah, welcome to the party, pal.
Dunk it suddenly.
Yeah. To quote John McClane in Die Hard, yeah, welcome to the party. Yeah. 57-40. Shot clock at 5-4. Parchment, get it up. Morgan recognizes, and it's short, didn't touch rim. So 17-point lead. Crestwood, no danger. McKeer. Stewart. It's got to be a charge. Yeah. She went with her knee up into Sierra. You know who's going to need? She's going to need an ice bath tonight.
Yeah, she will.
You ever do the ice bath, the plunge?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, no.
It's life altering. Because it does a great job. Inflammation is one of the problems just in life. Never mind if you're an athlete.
Exactly.
It gets the inflammation down.
I did a kinesiology paper on it.
And Toby stood there with her arms in the air. That's not a foul, and it got called. I'm with her.
Yeah, no.
She's like, you're kidding me. Marlo Davis has to calm her down. And Toby's 1,000% right. Stood there, arms in the air.
Yeah.
And who is that? Parchment again on the ground. There's talking about ice bath. You might need it now. You get it on the sideline yet. Now it's her left arm that hurts. Well, she's mentioned ESPN 4-star recruit. Been a part of Team Canada. Toby's played with the senior women's national team, not just, the U18, U19. Also, Jasmine Bosco got the opportunity. Jasmine, I was trying to get Jasmine to do one of the games with me because I interviewed Jasmine here during the December Winter Classic we had, and I was like, you're like the best interview I've ever had. Because some of the high school kids, not exactly, they're great players, but they're not exactly media savvy. Bosco was like, she was like a rock star. It was like a professional in her interview, and I was like, you're better than 90% of the pros I've interviewed. Like, so I said, hey, you need to get up in the booth and do one game. So the offer still stands at some point. Of course, Jasmine King's Christian star guard heads to Villanova next year. Fournier and Parchment rips it away, but then tosses it right back to Chantel Stewart. And Chantel just stepped out of bounds. Good call, referee. It's that one area it's like the Bermuda Triangle of the court.
It's the shadow from these giant
It's
mats
swallowing everybody because there's been about 15 calls right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's been like 1 or 2 on that side, but that's mainly because it passes.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
You know, Haley and I talked about this during the opening broadcast, but right here in Scarborough, right by Mornell Courts, which is home to the R&B Grammy-winning singer The Weeknd. Grew up literally across the street from here.
And then we're putting him on blast for not being here for a little performance.
I think he can afford a different play. And then McKeer, step-back jumper. I think The Weeknd can afford a different spot. Maybe in those nice Liberty Village condos where you live. If he's lucky, yeah. Parchment. Veljevich says, why not? Swish. Anastasia. You know, that should be a technical. She did a gunshot move. That's a technical.
That is a technical. But if you put it in slow-mo, it's also really cool.
Oh, yeah. Especially here in Scarborough, and you're doing gunshot signs mid-game. I don't know. And you're also trailing 59-45. So, hey, look, I love Anastasia. She's a great player, but
I got him.
Not a fan of that move. So 2:34 to go, third quarter. 59-45. McKeer over top. Nope. And Toby just says, thank you. Rips it away. Ooh, goes to the ground hard. They're not calling anything on her. It's like they literally need to assault her before she gets a foul called against her.
Draw blood.
Yeah, yes. Gregory, no. Agat slows things down. And yeah, a hand check foul. So Gregory, that's got to be at least 3. How many? Let's see here. That's her 4th. Yeah, exactly. I thought so. So Kiara Gregory in foul trouble with the entire 4th quarter to go. So things getting more grim, excuse me.
I like the other word.
I got lost between a couple words there. McKeer, no. Stewart will be a Furman Paladin. What is a Paladin? I don't know. Either way, I know it's a good school.
Sounds cool.
Like I said, they call it the SoCon, the Southern Conference, unless they've switched conferences. Because everyone's doing conference realignment every week. It's impossible to keep track. Arije back the other way. Stewart.
Whoa.
Gets her own rebound. No. Fort Erie. 2-on-1. Veljevich. And it drops. Anastasia.
They've been doing a really good job keeping up with the pace of this game and getting baskets and pins.
Stewart slows things down. McLeod, left hand, and she's hacked. No call. Veljevich up and under in the roll. Anastasia showing out. And hey, lead now just at 11. Nice little run from Fort Erie as we creep towards the 4th quarter. So don't go anywhere just yet. 48.7 to go.
like there might be something wrong with the scoreboard.
Because I can barely hear you. There we go.
Looks like there might be something wrong with the scoreboard.
No, it's 60-49. That's the right one. So Fort Erie has a pulse. Great to see. You just want to be interesting, right? So yeah, check me out. It's got a message from Kevin Agostad. Instagram, undrafted_FA. That's my hoops one. So don't follow me on my personal one because you probably won't like those. Although we're not talking politics during the broadcast. Although, you know what's crazy? Years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago, you went to a bar, nobody ever talked politics or religion. Now it's all everybody wants to talk about. It's crazy. And McLeod gets it back. What's the call? What? I don't know what that was. Well, either way, it's going to be Crestwood ball still. Chantel Stewart right below us. We're like rock stars. Everyone can see us from up there. This is great. And bodies on the ground. The MVP and All-Canadian. Not afraid to get a little dirty. We've been here all day. I've been here since 12 o'clock and just feeling, could use a shower or something. You know what I mean? It's starting to get sweaty and sticky. Pause. It's Kiana. Veljovic, she's come alive here in the third. And off the glass. Well, she didn't call the kiss, but it still counts. Anastasia Veljovic. Lead down to single digits. McKeer. Oh.
So close.
Well, hey, folks, we got a ball game.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Fort Erie back from the dead. Don't kick dirt on them just yet. They got a pulse. 9-point lead for Crestwood. So Chris McKee with Haley Hopkinson. Women's OSBA semifinal action. Keep in mind, Crestwood 16-0 in OSBA. Fort Erie just 6-8. Now, I'm just saying, when I looked at that, I'm like, that can't be right. And you realize that's just how good this league is. This is the cream of the crop. Show me a better women's prep league.
Right.
I mean, in North America, that has this much talent top to bottom. So this is, hey, you want to be a 4 or 5-star recruit? This is the time to show it.
Yep. Crestwood's 6 for 14 right now from threes, and Fort Erie is 4 for 12. We've been saying that maybe some three-pointers is going to help Fort Erie out a lot. It has. They've got it within 9 points, so this is anyone's game because we saw it in the game before. It went to overtime. You can never really count anybody out.
Yeah, folks, the game before this was an absolute scorcher. Orangeville Prep overtime win. Came back from about 14-15 down and edged out Bond Academy, and they're going to play Jay Addison in the women's Trillium final, which is the division below it. But like I said, Jay Addison, that's this supposed division below us, has 4 Division I commits. 2 girls going to Toledo, the Smith twins, Heidi and Courtney, and 2 girls going to Duquesne. So these are some good programs. And then Orangeville's got a couple girls going to Canadian universities. and still some commits yet to be had. McMaster will probably get well, she's got her offer from Division One, and then Veljovic gets called with a foul, and everyone on Fort Erie not happy. So for those unfamiliar, Fort Erie, Ontario is literally directly across from the border in Buffalo. So one of the bridges that connects. As far as travel getting to the U.S., it's about as easy as it gets. And I talked about this during the men's game. I would imagine anytime they're flying, they probably fly out of Buffalo. It's quick, a lot easier, and cheaper.
Yeah, airports are 1,000 times better than Pearson.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's the Pearson. You got to get there 7 hours before your flight. And then it gets delayed for 6 more hours.
Yep.
Not in the Belo, though. Kiana Foz. Kamara Morgan. Parchment. And denied another block, Toby Fournier. And she also took a shot in the gut. So Toby approaching double digits in blocks.
It looks like she's been having a lot of troubles with just the one ref.
Hussey. Oh, thankfully, Sierra Parchment. And yeah, just too much messing about. Nobody in Fort Erie was moving as the shot clock expired. So everyone got led. You wonder, are they gassed? Are they tired? Well, they certainly showed it. Oh, that last play there, excuse me. I'm getting tired and tongue-tied. This is game 3 for me. McLeod into Fournier. And Toby, and one! Toby Fournier! Too strong, too tough. Remember last year, seeing the Michigan coaching staff all up here, and Toby chose Duke. I don't know how the Michigan women's team is this year. I know their men's team is having a horrendous year.
Yeah.
Like 8-18 or something last time I checked. Fournier converts, lead back to 14. So anytime Fort Erie's at a run, Crestwood has the counterpunch to keep a little distance. Gregory on 4 fouls, so she's got to play careful. Now, if you're Crestwood, attack her every time because you want her to get that foul. Parchment, pump fake, and then another block, Toby Fournier. That's got to be 10. How many are we at now?
Still saying 6.
So stop it.
Well, we're definitely
I know the
at
app
7.
is the app's got it's at least 8 or 9.
It's at yeah.
Because she's at 2 in the past minute.
I think it's 8 because she got one at the end of last quarter, and then just that one there. So
stepped out of bounds again, Kiara Gregory. You know what? I'm going to go buy a big yellow piece of tape and tape that line.
Yep.
Go, don't stand outside this line. And it's just coming from so many different angles. Toby one after another. 67-51. And what was the call? Was that a travel?
Travel, yeah.
Stewart. Leung. Olivia drives and gets the roll. Olivia Leung. 69-51. Fort Erie just running out of gas. Gregory. Take it. That's Maya Foz off the marker. Got McKeer back the other way. No. And out of bounds, so it's still going to be Crestwood ball. Foz with a mental error, and she knows it. So, of course, this Pan Am Center home to the Scarborough Shooting Stars of the CEBL. What was the buzz about? Oh. And I think Morgan maybe got a shot to the face of McKeer. Somebody did anyways. I think it was Foz they gave it to. And Avery Arije back in. One national team player replaces another national team player. It's the embarrassment of riches. Arije. Kamara Morgan in one. So Morgan don't want to go away just yet. They'll try and convert the three-point play. And a timeout on the floor. You know, we got rid of the chairs up here during the first game. I'm starting to regret that decision. But, you know, anytime I sit, then I'll be right back up in 2 seconds. And so. So a chilly, you know, the temperature here in the Toronto area has been maddening over the. We've been going from about plus 12 to minus 10 overnight. You know, I'm a big fan of the wildlife. I feed the squirrels at my house. That's one of the things I started doing during all the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Because I used to wake up every morning, go to Tim Hortons, get my coffee. I remember kind of, you know, March 2020, I give my tuna to the woman at the store, and she's spraying it with 9 different disinfectants. And I'm like, it's a tuna, man. Like, you know. And so I was like, I can't deal with this insanity. So I started just drinking coffee in my backyard every morning. And somehow, some way, became friends with one squirrel. And it's now, I have a whole team.
Whole gang of
There's
squirrels.
one that I've known for 4 years now, knock on wood. She came today. Another one I've known for about 2.5 years. And then I also run every day. I do like 5.5, 6K every day. I bring peanuts with me. And I've got squirrels and birds that wait for me on my run because I run the same thing just about every day. I had to go a little earlier today because of this. And so the schedule is a little, they must be freaked out.
Yeah.
But same thing again tomorrow. But I still, this is. And also, so now when I don't want to run, I feel guilty because I'm like, well, the team's
You
waiting
have to
for
feed
me.
the animals.
Got to go see my guys. And so this is what happens when you get older. You start feeding squirrels and stuff. But it's been such a blessing. It's been a lot of fun. I don't name them.
You should.
No, because.
No, you don't want to get too attached.
No, well, I've had to scrape some of them off the road.
Oh.
Like, literally. And that's, so you don't want to get that too attached to them, right? Because the cars get some of them. It happens. You know, it's funny. I occasionally post some of them on my Instagram, and then I won't do it for a while because I'm like, people might think I'm crazy. And I get messages going, we need more squirrel videos. And so this is where I'm at. 69-53. Kiara Gregory, shot clock winding down 3-2. Put it up. Parchman knows. No. And good box out from McLeod. Just the size on Crestwood. So big. Oh, Fournier misses a lay-in. Veljevic rips it. Kiara Gregory gets the roll. The lead at 14. Olivia Leong left hand. Oh, a nice little scoop. Sweet. Gregory. Morgan. Oh, perfectly set up play. Anastasia Veljevic. 71-57. Fournier, no. Got McKeer, cleans it up. Oh, Toby Fournier, another one. We need the in-house DJ with the DJ Khaled scratch. It's got to be another one. Fournier on the offensive glass this time, lays it in. 75-57. Approaching the 5-minute mark of your Fort Erie. It's now or never. They got to have a little run. Parchment. And just tossed it right to Agat McKeer. You know what it is? It's the space they're used to in other games. And then they play Crestwood, and that space isn't there.
Yeah.
Everything gets closed down so quick. Toby again gets her own rebounds. And one, Toby Fournier. So, you know, there's a lot of good things that come with being a Duke player. There's also a lot of people hate Duke.
A lot of people hate Duke.
And so
I love Duke.
See, I don't hate Duke, but I certainly don't like them.
Yeah.
Because going back to my, the late 80s, early 90s, because I'm old enough, I was more team UNLV. When it was UNLV and Duke, I liked the UNLV running Rebels when they were the top two programs. And so ever since then, I'm like, no, I'm never been a Duke guy.
Yeah.
And so, I don't hate them. I still watch them. Of course, Cooper Flagg going there.
Yeah.
The number 1 men's recruit, expected to be the top pick in the 2025 draft. Oof. I know my Orangeville men's team was playing this weekend or last weekend, played against Montverde, which is where Cooper Flagg plays. The game was on ESPN. I'm not sure if it's last weekend or this weekend. I've been too entrenched in OSBA to pay attention to the Orangeville EYBL or schedule, the Nike circuit. Arije gets the roll, Avery Arije. 79-57. Crestwood showing no signs of letting up. We also got Niachima in there, number 21. So you got a girl who's a D1 player that hasn't come into the game until 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's how deep they run.
That's
Agat McKeer. One after another. 81-57. Does Fort Erie finally say no mas?
Nope.
They're starting to look that way. Do you know about the no mas? So
no.
It was Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. This is like late 70s, early 80s boxing. And Roberto Duran was like the toughest dude there was. And Sugar Ray beat the bejesus out of him. And Duran's one of those guys just never quit on anything. He said no mas, no more. He didn't come out for the start of the round. Now everyone was like, whoa, he said no mas. And now that's become like a thing in sports. Anyone where someone's like, look, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's no mas. That's it. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm an old school boxing guy, not really into the MMA. I did watch the last one because they were here in Toronto.
Yeah, those are really good fights.
And I did watch some of that because, to be honest with you, I was really happy with how, Dana White and some of the MMA guys just dismantled the Canadian media.
Yeah, right?
Made them look a little silly. And so I was like, I kind of like some of these guys. Maybe I'll watch. And so I ended up watching the Sean Strickland fight.
Yeah, I really like that fight.
I used to have a buddy, a guy I grew up with, Sean Pearson. He fought in MMA. What he was a national championship wrestler at Brock University, and he was George St. Pierre's wrestling guy. So all the big guys have a different guy that trains with them. That's a different discipline. And he was George St. Pierre's wrestling guy. And they had a fight somewhere. This one, GSP was at the top of the MMA food chain.
Yeah.
Somebody got hurt. And so GSP asked, hey, can we put my guy Sean in as a last-minute replacement? He won the fight. So we got a 5-fight contract with UFC.
Oh, wow.
And this is my guy from Pickering, went to high school with.
That's awesome.
All right, so 81-57. So more on that story. So Sean this was a big controversy. He was all over the news at the time. He was scheduled to be a Toronto police officer and decided to put it on hold. He's like, hey, man, this is my dream. I've got this. Because he was in his 30s. And he was like, I want to do these. I want to take this MMA contract. The Toronto police fired him because he took an MMA. Don't you want a cop that could maybe dismantle you without using any weapons. You can just walk in and go, come here.
Yeah.
And a guy, and they fired him because he was an MMA fighter.
That seems really dumb.
Yeah, and he was like, look, I just need a year. I want to get these fights in and then be caught for the next 20 years. And so that's your Toronto police force out there. No, we don't want a guy that good. Yeah. Floater from Gregory. 3:30 to go. 81-59. McLeod. The Chimot, no. Parchment steals it. No look. Oh, lovely. What a dish from Gregory. Kamara Morgan. 20-point lead. Pussy. You got to put some threes up, Fort Erie. Let's go out swinging at least. Who cares if you lose by 40? You're losing by 20.
Yep.
And Parchment. And I'm kind of with Sierra. She's. Well, hey, tip of the cap to Parchment. She put her body on the line today.
She most definitely did. She's already got a bandage to prove it.
She came to play. She put it out there. Gregory. And I love Crestwood. They're not taking out. They've still got Fournier and McKeer and all the the top dogs out there. They haven't gone too deep into the bench yet. Oh, yeah, Morgan's fouled. Keep in mind, they're going to have, 3 days now, essentially 2.5 days to kind of chill and relax. And in basketball world, that's an eternity.
Yeah.
Because these girls are so used to playing, almost every day. Of course, coming up next, Royal Crown Capitol Courts. Oh, still should be Fort Erie ball. So the Fort Erie men's program is the #1 team in the country. I said it before the start of the season. I bumped into their head coach, Charles Hantamakis, known for a great dude. And I bumped into him at Royal Crown when we were watching the girls' game, actually. I said, Charles, you guys, you're the best team in the country. I'm predicting you're going to win the OSBA championship. And he said, Chris, I don't want none of that voodoo. Don't jinx me like that. And I saw he was up in Orangeville a couple weeks ago. I chatted. He said, Chris, still not ready. I'm not ready for it. So you'll get a look at them tomorrow. They're playing their brother school. The other Fort Erie, the two men's Fort Erie teams will play tomorrow. I still don't know some of the other matchups. I got to look because some of those games late last night. Arije, Olivia Leong, no. You see the Royal Crown girls up top getting ready. Parchment. And Toby wants another block. I wanted to get to 10.
Me too.
And, nice defense, Brooke Hussey. So keep playing, Fort Erie. $1:20 left in the game. 81-62. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a fun afternoon into the evening, and we still got one more game to go.
Yep.
McKeer with the shot clock expiring. Wow. Oh, stop it again. Are they calling it? Yeah, that's got to count. Yeah, I think he gave a technical to the Fort Erie bench. Yeah, because I was like, why did he whistle that? But yeah, and one, it got McKeer. You just joining us there late. First half I mentioned, a gut fielding, 20, 30 offers. Purdue, Syracuse, Kentucky, Dayton, Michigan, Michigan State, Memphis, Marquette, and I think Wisconsin's in there. Plenty more. And I love that. she's upset she missed a free throw when they're up by 21 with a minute left.
It shows the standard she holds herself to. I think that's awesome.
They are, in a a friendly, like in a basketball term, they're killers. These girls,
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
assassins. No let up, no chill
Totally.
on them. They got the foot on the throat, and they keep pushing.
Yeah.
Coming up to the final minute of the ball game. You know, it's funny, a couple of years ago, I remember TSN did a segment because my voice was used in it. They used a bunch of clips where they were like, this is the greatest women's high school team ever. And that was with Aaliyah Edwards and Cheyenne and Tasha and a bunch of them. This team's better.
Yeah.
Okay, so TSN, where's that new segment for this version of Crestwood? Trust me, I called games for both these teams. This team would run that version of Crestwood out the gym. Now, we're not talking about 22-year-old Aaliyah Edwards. We're talking about 17-year-old Aaliyah Edwards. Stewart. Arije. Nope. Well, final possession, it should be. Gregory short, and they're calling a foul. I don't know, no one touched her. I like Marlo Davis even still, 17 seconds left, and that's a real coach. He's still arguing foul calls, up 21 with 17 seconds left. No coach is ever satisfied.
No.
So if you're just joining us, it ran a bit late because of the Orangeville Bond game went into overtime. And so all the games kind of about 30, 40 minutes behind schedule. So Roll Crown coming up next. Gregory. And this will, Crestwood should just dribble it out. Let it happen, Fort Erie. Just, to quote Eminem, sometimes you just got to admit when it's it. And that's it. Crestwood Prep, undefeated and still champions right now. They're going to get the chance to play for it Sunday evening. Crestwood Prep, best team in the country.
Yep.
Well, Haley, any closing thoughts here? Because I know we got to get out quick because they want to get the stream re-up.
All I think is that whoever plays this team, whoever wins this next coming up game is going to have a massive challenge ahead of them. And I think that game is going to be a brawl no matter what, just because Crestwood isn't it.
Good luck to you. I think the important thing for these girls is focus on this game. Don't start thinking about Crestwood. Win this one, you'll get there. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in, putting up with us. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the next game.